Happy New Year, friends. My name is Randall Crowder, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Phunware, a 13-year-old enterprise technology company headquartered right here in Austin, Texas. I wanted to put together this presentation to serve as a State of the Union address, if you will. I suppose it goes without saying that 2022 wasn't the best year for tech. From storied brands like Amazon, Tesla, and Meta, to pandemic darlings like Zoom and Teladoc, many publicly traded companies are down 60 to 90%. That said, we are confident in our potential and our pipeline of customers. We believe PHUN is significantly undervalued, so we actually just announced a stock repurchase plan. But bull and bear cycles are just a part of life in the stock market. And as Henry Ford once said, the real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. So what have we learned? In the Army, we do an after-action review to better understand what took place and why it happened the way it did. It's not a time for ego or hurt feelings, but rather a commitment to improve. As a public company, this process is just as important, and we want to be transparent with our shareholders about the mistakes we've made so they have confidence we won't make them again. For example, Light is an amazing company, led by incredible entrepreneurs, no doubt. But we shouldn't have bought them when we did. During the pandemic, Light was able to achieve a cost per acquisition that was not sustainable in 2022 and resulted in a higher cost structure last year for Phunware. Fortunately, in Q4, we completed their move to Austin, dialed in their marketing, and we're on a path to break even this year. More glaring was the decision to YOLO into Bitcoin during a bull run, which, let's face it, is rarely a good idea, but certainly shouldn't be a focus of a public enterprise technology company. We are not MicroStrategy, and no one here wants to be Michael Saylor. We want to be better stewards of the resources we have, and to be blunt, if I were king for a day and I absolutely had to choose between selling Bitcoin or diluting Phunware shareholders, I would sell Bitcoin all the livelong day and sleep like a baby. You see, we have a renewed commitment to getting back to the fundamental promise of Phunware. We have more experience deploying robust mobile ecosystems than just about anyone. But our location software is better than everyone's. And make no mistake, great location software will be table stakes as brands look to better engage people in the real world. Of course, the ability to make sense of countless point solutions makes our ability to deliver interoperability compelling as well. See, when you combine location software with interoperability and data, you can achieve context. And context is how you fundamentally reimagine engagement. However, what we must do is do a better job of conveying a clear return on investment for our target market. As much as we want to champion digital transformation, we must show decision makers how our platform can help them make more money, save more money, and get more out of the money they are already spending. This kind of objective support for our core value proposition will help us close more deals and drive more revenue. We're also excited to roll out more streamlined pricing and new financing opportunities for our customers to help shorten our sales cycle. Lastly, and probably most importantly, we'll be laser focused in 2023 on what we do well. We know we can't be all things to all people, even if we may have tried in the past. We have incredible people who have built a solid foundation of complex tools we are working to fully productize and commercialize. We have not always leveraged our resources properly, and those mistakes have delayed our ability to materially scale. Fortunately, we were able to make considerable progress on our platform and launch marquee deployments like Norfolk Southern, Atlantis in the Bahamas, and Gaylord by Marriott because the opportunity we have is something the market desperately needs: tech-enabled contextual engagement in a mobile-first world. However, our renewed focus is going to be critical because we need to move faster, and we must convey crystal clear messaging to our stakeholders across the board. This year, you can expect a lot from us, and we intend to deliver. No more unnecessary distractions. The resources we have will go to advancing our core competencies. We're going to be laser focused on healthcare, hospitality, and strategic partnerships capable of accretive upsells. Expect to see more compelling marketing that highlights our why, not just the what and how. We're excited to see customers like Gaylord by Marriott roll out across all their properties with zero new code because of the investments we made in our platform. We'll be opportunistic with acquisitions, but any opportunity will have to survive a rigorous diligence process. We will also explore more aggressive roll-up strategies for private companies, which may even be bigger than Phunware, who are interested in being public. Given that we've been around since the beginning of the mobile era, we have patents that are compelling. So we will continue to look for opportunities to monetize our intellectual property. We're excited to finally be in a position to launch PHUN and introduce the world to a truly compliant utility token, aka a security token with real-world utility and boundless promise. We're going to cut unnecessary expenses to reduce our cash burn and increase our runway as we work towards profitability. And finally, and again, most importantly, we want to minimize dilution because we are working hard to maximize shareholder value. Speaking of which, I believe what you do now has the potential to change your life because generational wealth is built in down markets. So many retail investors will YOLO into a stock while it's on a run, hoping to get in at 3 and out at 6 while scoffing when that same stock is on sale for $1. If you knew nothing about Phunware, the company, you could still have made an impressive return trading PHUN over the past 3 years. We have been a top gainer on NASDAQ in terms of price appreciation and volume multiple times, but what I'm really excited about is the growing attention our company is getting all around the world and what that means for us and maybe what that could mean for shareholders. Every time our stock moves big, the amplitude increases. Each falling wedge pattern has a stronger and stronger breakout, so no, I'm not worried about where we are going because I'm confident in what we can do next. Phunware is not GameStop. We are better. We are not some ineffective, obsolete business model from a bygone era. We are the future of engagement in a mobile-first world, and we have the leadership to get it done. We're especially thrilled to welcome Russ Weiss as our new CEO, given his extensive background in product development and engineering. While we are still a relatively small team, we are mighty, and all credit goes to our amazing team members who are driving innovation forward. Of course, like most companies, the COVID-19 pandemic wasn't easy on us, and we've just begun to rebuild our upward momentum as businesses get back to, well, business. Looking ahead to 2023, keep an eye on our bookings and backlog as they will be a leading indicator of our ability to close new business. However, I want you to also keep in mind that there is also a land grab at play here. As we roll out our full platform, we are not just rolling out mobile apps, but rather mobile ecosystems built on a foundation of location infrastructure. This infrastructure allows us to land and expand. So I'm proud to report that we support over 100 million square feet of facility space across our customer base. As we reimagine how brands engage in a mobile-first world, this is the big idea, and this is why we'll be successful. Since the dawn of commerce, brands have been trying to reach consumers. Advertising can actually be traced back to ancient civilizations, but it's still widely defined as the action of calling something to the attention of the public, especially by paid announcements. While platforms have evolved over time, the intent has always been the same: drive awareness in the hope that increased awareness can be monetized. In the early 2000s, personal computers enabled brands to more easily reach consumers, with one of the most obvious examples being the proliferation of AdWords by Google. Yet this was just another iteration of the same hypothesis that a brand can effectively brainwash consumers by saturating them with content anywhere they are at any time with very little discretion in order to drive awareness in the hope that the consumer thinks of the brand when it's time to buy. Often referred to as the father of modern advertising, John Wanamaker once said, "Half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half." You see, consumers have been conditioned to ignore things like banner ads, pop-ups, and billboards. We DVR shows to fast forward through commercials, and we subscribe to streaming services to avoid them altogether. We have limited attention spans and are living in an on-demand world where we want what we want, and we want it right now, but only when and how we want it. Phunware is uniquely suited to deliver this kind of on-demand experience because our enterprise cloud platform enables brands to source, curate, and take action on information from the virtual world in order to inform and enhance real-world experiences. Phunware was founded in 2009 when less than 3% of internet content was consumed on mobile, and many brands were just figuring out what to make of the web. Back then, the mission was simple: help large brands transition from web to mobile. However, there was nothing simple about the value proposition. Phunware has built mobile apps for everyone, from the NFL, NASCAR, Fox, to the Olympics, hospitals, and even a president. Phunware raised over $100 million as a private company from marquee investors like Cisco, Samsung, and WWE before going public on NASDAQ in December of 2018 under the ticker symbol PHUN. Fast forward to today, and over 60% of content is consumed on mobile, with the majority being delivered through native apps. Last year, people spent a third of their waking hours on their phones, according to App Annie. That's almost 5 hours per day. Let that sink in for a moment. Statista estimates that an astounding 90% of the global internet population uses a mobile device to go online. Advancements in technology and improvements in form factors have made mobile so ubiquitous, we don't even say mobile phone anymore. We just say phone because what else would it be? With consumers spending 3.8 trillion hours on their phones, any organization that doesn't have a mobile strategy is being left behind. However, knowing that is not a strategy. How is your mobile application driving digital transformation? Because tech-enabled contextual engagement via mobile devices is the future of digital transformation, and it's no longer good enough to just have a mobile application. And make no mistake, COVID has only accelerated things. In fact, a McKinsey study estimates that during the first 8 weeks of the pandemic, digital channel adoption fast-forwarded 7 years. So what's the holdup? The problem is we live in a very connected world, yet somehow remain disconnected from it. Recall the last time you walked into a grocery store and ask yourself if technology sprang into action to serve you. Where are the holograms from the movies? Why isn't augmented reality an everyday thing? Does your phone even come out of your pocket other than when you forgot what your partner texted you not to forget? Or maybe when you check out? A lot of people got excited about the rise of IoT years ago, but we lack the software layer to effectively connect people on their phones to the Internet of Things in real time in order to meaningfully drive digital transformation forward. That's where Phunware comes into play, and the opportunity is massive. We sit at the intersection of mobile application development, location-based services, or LBS, and more recently, the integration platform as a service market, which encompasses companies working to deliver cloud solutions that enable the development, execution, and governance of integration flows. So how does Phunware work? First, our mobile platform as a service allows us to standardize the disparate back-end cloud infrastructure for any enterprise, from electronic health records to property management systems to point of sale. We ensure data and content is ready to be efficiently leveraged by a mobile-first world. Next, our interoperability layer provides integration platform as a service capabilities to unify third-party solutions our customers are already using, such as analytics, access control, and communications, just to name a few. In fact, we have integrated over 130 third-party vendors. But all of these capabilities would do no one any good if they weren't utilized. So we leverage over a decade of experience working with some of the world's most recognized brands to deliver best-in-class mobile applications optimized by industry. And since we are deploying from our mobile cloud, enterprises are able to license mobile software the same way they might license a CRM or ERP. We also offer data-enriched media services to help enterprises not only better engage users within their own mobile ecosystem, but also find and acquire new users. Our dedicated team of pioneers deploy cutting-edge technology to help any brand in any industry better engage, manage, and monetize their stakeholders in a mobile-first world. We tech-enable contextual engagement by leveraging data and unifying disparate third-party solutions to deliver the right content in the right place to the right person at the right time. By automating this engagement, we help our customers not only make more money, save more money, and get more out of their money, but also delight their stakeholders by enhancing those real-world experiences. We excel in industries that struggle with complex customer journeys. Today, our primary focus is on healthcare and hospitality, but we are seeing a lot of interest from politics due to our exceptional work during the 2020 election. In addition to politics, we're seeing a lot of activity from sports and entertainment as venues evolve into mini resorts, boasting unique activities, restaurants, and of course, buying opportunities. These industries typically lack large internal teams focused on digital strategy, and they need solutions that work out of the box. Take healthcare, for example, which represents half of our $50 million pipeline. Mobile applications are so important in healthcare, they don't even call them mobile applications, but rather digital front doors. Patients can easily access their medical records, schedule appointments, pay bills, seamlessly navigate complex medical facilities all from the palm of their hands, while clinicians can use our platform for things like asset tracking, compliance, and improving operational efficiencies. We've worked with everyone from Kaiser Permanente to Cedars-Sinai to Mayo to more recently Parkview Health and Virginia Hospital Center, because nowhere is it more important to demystify a real-world experience than in a hospital. We are tech enabling the entire continuum of care to ensure not only patients have a hospitality-like experience, but also clinicians have access to everything they need to deliver world-class care. There is no shortage of reasons why healthcare organizations are looking to adopt mobile-first strategies, since keeping patients satisfied and clinicians optimized have such a profound impact on profitability. Hospitality is another exciting industry for us because, let's face it, we want what we want, and we want it now more than ever when we're on vacation. Even before COVID, guests despised waiting in line or dealing with cumbersome check-in processes. With our smart hospitality solution, we can turn a mobile device into a mobile concierge, delivering everything from a digital key to helping guests navigate properties as well as discover amazing amenities and experiences to on-demand mobile ordering. This is what we deployed at Atlantis in the Bahamas to tech-enable the guest experience across their 140-acre island. Atlantis made over $50,000 through our app in the first few days and more than $500,000 in the first few months. What the hospitality industry is realizing is what e-commerce has long known. Billions of dollars are left in abandoned carts. The thing is, Phunware is addressing the abandoned cart of the mind in the real world. Our solutions let people act now and buy now, because we live in an on-demand world with a limited attention span. People want what they want it now, and if you don't reach them while they're in state, you may lose them forever. This is why Gaylord Hotels by Marriott chose Phunware. They represent 5 of the top 10 largest non-gaming convention centers in the U.S. with millions of square feet that we are turning into a smart venue. We also just announced another Marriott property, this time in Hawaii, with the upcoming rollout of Wailea Beach Resort in Maui. Leading hospitality brands are choosing Phunware because guests have begun to demand the kind of experiences we can tech enable. Our solution can help not only drive incremental revenue, but also reduce operational costs. Of course, the industry most affected by the pandemic has been the workplace, but Fortune 500 companies are increasingly interested in mobile workplace solutions to better manage everything from access to productivity to security. In fact, we deployed a next-generation smart workplace solution to tech-enable the employee experience at Norfolk Southern's brand new headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. From lighting to temperature control to parking, employees can coordinate everything they may need right from the palm of their hand. You see, Phunware isn't one mobile application to replace them all. No, we're one mobile application to rule them all. At Norfolk Southern, we've integrated over 25 different third-party vendors and solutions so that employees can access disparate resources from one app with one single sign-on. We believe this will become table stakes going forward as enterprises look to better manage and engage large workforces while getting the most out of their time and eliminating unproductive workflows. Just like we helped usher in the era of mobile, we are now ushering in the era of digital transformation in a mobile-first world, so it's important to understand where we are compared to the competition. Although Phunware began as a custom mobile development company, we now offer so much more and are not limited by the need to constantly write custom code. While some may point to larger players like SAP and Google, they require too many internal resources to be effectively deployed by the customers in our target markets. We do occasionally run into industry-specific competitors, but they often lack the full suite of functionality that we have, as well as our experience and reliability. Honestly, if I had to pick one major competitor, it would be the large consulting firms and system integrators. While most don't have comprehensive solutions to offer directly, they will seek to cobble together various point solutions to approximate what we do. But no one really does what we do. We offer a robust enterprise platform out of the box so companies can standardize on our mobile cloud infrastructure and finally realize the true promise of digital transformation. We typically work with customers in one of two ways. For customers who are do-it-yourselfers, we can provide software development kits and application program interfaces to take advantage of our feature sets and dramatically accelerate the commercialization curve. You can learn more about these by going through our Phunware Phenom developer program and exploring sample code and sample apps via GitHub. However, many brands don't want the ingredients to bake their own cake. For those who are more, let's call them off-the-shelfers, we offer industry-specific solutions that have been optimized to address industry-specific needs. I would encourage everyone to visit Phunware.com, where you can dive deeper into our various products and solutions. But really spend some time understanding location-based services, which is one of our dominant competitive advantages. This is not your grandma's wayfinding. This is high-precision indoor positioning. We're talking sub-1 meter accuracy, sub-1 second latency to deliver real-time blue dot indoors. Like I said, we have over a decade of experience in mobile, so we've worked across industries and with some of the world's most respected brands. However, we were working hard to build the foundation of resellers and strategic partners so we can sell and scale through indirect channels. Of course, our integrations represent interesting channel opportunities as well. As I begin to wrap up, it's worth noting the role that blockchain can play in our platform, although Phunware is not a blockchain company. We are looking to leverage blockchain for its real-world utility in helping us not only verify identity, but also incentivize profitable behavior. One of the early goals for the company was actually to create a Phunware ID for every human being on the planet with a mobile device touching a network, and so far, we've generated billions with a B. We are working to segment audience attributes to ensure we can take advantage of context. One of the coolest products we're developing right now is taking a page out of the Zapier and MuleSoft playbook to automate engagement workflows based on audience segmentation. This ability to curate audiences is becoming increasingly difficult, but it's no less important. The winds of change are upon us, and personal sovereignty over data is top of mind. From regulations like GDPR in Europe to CCPA in California, government leaders are actively looking to not only protect privacy, but also explore fair compensation for data usage. Even corporations are taking action. With the elimination of the third-party cookie and increasingly restrictive rules laid out by Google and Apple for mobile, let's face it, they're monopolies, brands are struggling to reach their target audiences. Try selling on Facebook right now. It's a disaster. It's time for people to take the red pill and wake up. Crypto? Let's face it, it's a house of cards built on hubris, fraud, and a whole lot of confusion. But blockchain remains one of the greatest innovations the global economy has seen since the Medici's commercialized double entry accounting. I kid you not. Just like the dot-com boom when entrepreneurs either cashed out or flamed out, market corrections like the one we're experiencing now are important because what emerges from the ashes of failure are companies like Phunware that are accountable to their shareholders and will usher in lasting change that realizes blockchain's true potential. Just like Bitcoin proved two parties could transact in a trustless manner without an intermediary like a bank, brands and consumers do not need data oligarchs in the middle who profit from the exploitation of consumer data without consent. A decentralized data economy, which Phunware is helping to create, will put consumers in charge of their data and enable brands to efficiently reach the consumers who are most willing to pay attention. While most of what I've discussed so far has been all about engagement, with PHUN, we're looking to launch a security token with true utility so consumers can finally be fairly compensated for the value of their data. With PHUN, we have a utility token designed to value consumer engagement. In fact, we're the first public company to launch digital assets that are being designed to deliver true utility to an enterprise in a compliant manner. We have launched Phun Wallet as our own native persistent mobile application to manage this dual token ecosystem. And with Lite, we hope to one day be able to deliver a decentralized Oracle network. Think about that for a second. The only reason Bitcoin exists is because people invested in high-performance computers and shoved them in a warehouse. The only reason cloud services exist is because companies like Amazon invested in high-performance computers and shoved them in a warehouse. What if we didn't need those warehouses? What if we had millions of computers running all over the world? That's the power and the promise of decentralization. Let's take a cruise line, for example. Look at all these people just standing around waiting to board. These are target-rich opportunities to engage, delight, and sell them all. From identifying the right people to engage, to delivering rich content at a time and place when someone is paying attention, to rewarding you for being and doing you. Blockchain has so much potential, but only as an extension to an enterprise platform like Phunware's, because the future of blockchain rests with real companies solving real problems in the real world. In closing, this is the perfect opportunity to seize an opportunity and learn more about Phunware. You could have invested in Amazon under $100 for a decade and taken advantage of at least 4 market crashes when the stock price fell by at least 60% while they built an unbeatable competitive advantage for an on-demand economy years before anyone knew what an on-demand economy was or why they even needed it. We are getting more disciplined about how we leverage cash to minimize dilution, and in 2023, expect to be laser focused on our core competencies around enterprise software while we build an unbeatable competitive advantage for on-demand experiences.